Hey, it's Jay Baer with another Jay Today, back home in Indiana. Nice to be back in my own bed. Thanks very much, as always, to the good people at Sprout Social for sponsoring this video podcast. Sprout Social, terrific social media marketing platform. It's what I use for my day-to-day social media. Also, Jay Today is brought to you by Candidio, terrific video editing service. I just take these videos on my iPhone, I upload them to the Candidio dashboard, and they edit them and make them look and sound fantastic. Today, I want to talk about this really interesting story that happened with Jimmy Graham. For those of you who are not sports fans, Jimmy Graham is a professional football player for the New Orleans Saints. Jimmy Graham is nominally a tight end. That's the position that he plays. However, in the New Orleans Saints offense, Jimmy Graham is often asked to line up in situations that most historically would have been covered by a wide receiver, so a slightly different position. Well, he is now up for salary arbitration. And the argument before the arbitrator was that because he typically lines up like a wide receiver, he should be paid like a wide receiver. And in the NFL, that means a difference of some $2 million a year difference between being one of the highest paid wide receivers and one of the highest paid tight ends. That's pretty serious scratch, even for a guy who's pretty darn wealthy already. So the arbitrator recently ruled that, in fact, Jimmy Graham is a tight end, which cost him $2+ million per year. And what is truly fascinating, and the reason I want to talk about this here today, is one of the reasons why the arbitrator said that he was a tight end is that on Jimmy Graham's Twitter profile, on his Twitter bio, it says, Jimmy Graham, tight end, New Orleans Saints. He called himself a tight end, and that's one of the things that the arbitrator looked at when making his ruling. Funny enough, same day the ruling was announced recently, Jordan Cameron, who's a tight end for the Cleveland Browns and does a lot of the same things in their offense that Jimmy Graham does in the Saints offense, changed his Twitter profile. It used to say Jordan Cameron, tight end for the Cleveland Browns. Now it says, surprise, Jordan Cameron, pass catcher for the Cleveland Browns. He doesn't want to cost himself $2 million for a Twitter bio. So what does this mean? I think it is fascinating and, frankly, perhaps a dangerous legal precedent that your Twitter bio, what you say about yourself, can be used in a legal proceeding. But you know what? The reality is it's always sort of been like that, even if it hasn't been codified in a legal statute. What you say about yourself matters. And I've seen a lot of people, including some really, really sharp folks out there, who have Twitter bios that might be interesting or funny or cause a chuckle, but is that really your best foot forward? Is that really how you want the world to see you? So if you haven't taken time recently to go through your Twitter bio, your Facebook bio, your Google Plus bio, your Instagram bio, your Pinterest bio, etc., you might want to take a chance and do that. You might just take a little look-see and see if what you're putting out there into the world is really your best foot forward. Today's Sprout Social shoutout is from my good pal Mark W. Schaefer, author of many books, terrific speaker, very smart guy, adjunct professor at Rutgers University. Mark put out just this morning, or at least I noticed it this morning, a new presentation on SlideShare called Engagement is Not a Social Media Strategy. It is, as all things that Mark touches, exceptionally well done. I suggest that you give it a look. It's great. We'll link it up here and in the show notes, etc. If you don't have access to the direct link here in the video, just go to slideshare.net, search for Mark Schaefer, Schaefer, and you will find it. Engagement is not a social media strategy. Great job, Mark. See you guys soon. Cheers. Hey, I'm Jay Baer. I want to introduce you to my brand new show, Jay Today, where I will be talking about social media and business on an almost daily basis. Real quick videos, very easy, snackable, bite-sized, as they say. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Stitcher. You can get some great ideas right here. Want to subscribe? I think you do. All you got to do is click one of these buttons. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow.